You always make sure to watch Chelsea games, but are you looking forward to Chelsea playing now?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of the pod. I'm with my guys, Andrew Tolson. How you guys doing?
Good. Same old.
We good.
Yeah,
We good.
yeah. So let's get right into it. Chelsea's the topic. Chelsea, yes. Like these guys have, those guys have stressed me, man. But I've got to a
Um,
point where I've disconnected. I'm always going to be a Chelsea fan, but I think
I,
for my own mental.
Andrew.
I also something.
Andrew,
I
Andrew,
want to
Andrew,
blame.
Andrew,
I want to
Andrew,
blame
Andrew,
Kanye
Andrew,
for
wait.
this, but it's
Andrew,
fine.
wait. Andrew, I feel like we need one of those like clips where it's like you rewind and it goes and then it goes to the part where I asked Kaede earlier in the season that how are you enjoying watching Chelsea, and he was like, yo, honestly, like he's looking
Life is
forward to games
good.
now. Life is good. Like
You always make sure to watch Chelsea games, but are you looking forward to Chelsea playing now?
oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Even
It ain't
that,
good news.
like a few
It ain't
weeks
good
ago,
news,
when we were
man.
discussing, I think you were not here to sing. We were discussing, and Kanye was saying, "Oh, we're not title contenders. We're not this. We're not that." I'm like, "Why are you
No,
proclaiming?" But see, the power of the
no,
mouth
but
is very strong.
no,
This is not
but
about
when but
title. I'm
one
not
but
talking
one
about
no,
title.
we were not. It's
Yes,
not.
no,
no,
but
that's
even
fine.
But we're
even
not.
funnier.
No,
Well, I think
it's not
one
about
of
title, but at least if your team is doing well, be proud of what they are
No,
doing. Not me
but
saying, oh,
listen.
it's just one game at a time, all these things, But yeah,
No, but
yeah.
I wasn't ever not proud about it. But I broke down why I was of that stance. It was not oh yeah, we're not as contenders, guys should stop. I always said like if you guys are actually paying any attention and watching Chelsea, these guys cannot go all the way. Like points wise, I understand people putting Chelsea. Like, oh yeah, you're second on the table. Like yeah, we're going to call you title contenders. But it's like for all the reasons I feel like we're where we're at right now are the reasons I was like I don't think we can contend. Did I think we're going to be as bad as we are right now? No, but for every reason we're where we are right now is why I'm like
they're not even bad now.
Chelsea
They're not
cannot.
even bad.
No. But
Horrible,
I
bro.
would say something. I would say something. One of the funniest things I saw earlier, like when Chelsea was doing pretty well, was I think they had tied a game and the fans were a bit upset. But the same fans were the ones saying that like, oh, like we're not tied to contender. So someone was literally like, why are you guys so upset about these 3 points? Like, what do you want the 3 points to do if you're not competing for the title? And I think going back to everything now, it was almost like we're jumping the gun in thinking that okay, this is a Chelsea that is ready to compete because of how good they were doing. But
Yeah, but
realistically,
that's every other fan but Chelsea fans though. Like I feel
That
like
so
that
that's
one
Chelsea fans,
I
that's
agree.
that's the football world,
you
not Chelsea.
Most Chelsea fans
really,
they did not just think
Nobody
about
bought
it
into
now. Your
that.
team last season was not doing all that well. All of a sudden you are doing well. Doesn't mean that you're going to just win the league.
Yeah,
You still
and
have that feeling
no,
within
no,
you that
not win the
if anything
league.
bust, we can fall down. You still have that
No,
feeling within you that if like we can
also
fall back to where we were last
also
season.
Tosin, to the first point you made, like we're fans. Do you get what I'm saying? We're not title contenders. Does not mean we don't want to win games. Like you know what I'm saying? It's I'm watching
Bruh.
Chelsea. I'm watching Chelsea play. I'm a fan. If Chelsea can win every game in the season, I will be happy for them to do that. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's reality, and then there's and then there's supporting your team. Do you get what I'm saying? So just like, yeah, I don't think we're title contenders, but based off of that, it's like, okay, we're currently maybe ahead of schedule, for instance. That doesn't mean I would now sit down there and be like, okay, you know what? We're not title contenders, we're second right now. So we can afford to drop points. You know what? You guys can go ahead and lose this game.
no,
Like,
I just found it was just funny. Someone just said with someone was just like, between I want to use the 3 points too. Like if you're not looking for the
so we just want
title,
to
like
want to be happy. Because guy, it feels good. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, I genuinely never thought Chelsea could win the league. And I was telling Andrew this: would I want Chelsea
Yeah.
to win the league? obviously, like you get what I'm saying. Like I don't think we're going to realistically, but as a fan, if we end up surprisingly winning the league, like as far will I be happy, bro? Of course, like
Obviously, yeah.
I would be, but again, it was just, and it was also like a managed expectations thing. So as a fan, we're just like,
Hmm.
okay, your team is playing very, very, very well. Don't get carried away to think they can actually do something, which is tough to balance. I won't lie, right?
Well,
But
um, in my own opinion, I don't think Chelsea is doing bad compared to where they were last season. This is not bad. Like you're still sixth position of 43 points. This is an improvement from last season. How I judge teams is based on your previous performance. If you like the reason why I'm still of the opinion of Ateta to stay is second place. If we end this season, if Arsenal ends this season with more points than they ended last season, in my opinion, they should stay. It doesn't matter if they win nothing because there's an improvement. You're not going down. If there's a graph, the graph is still the same way, maybe going up a bit. It should stay. So, in my opinion, with Chelsea this season, it's still not bad yet.
yeah,
If his
and
Man U is bad, like that's when I'll say things are getting bad. You are
but
still people will say Bournemouth is having a season of their
yeah,
whatever.
of
Same point with
Forest.
Chelsea. So like
No, but see, Andrew, how you have to look at it though is, and again I keep going back to like the whole like fans saying Chelsea like is like bro, Chelsea fans saying like bro, we watched this team last year, like this team cannot win the league. It's like sometimes like there's the projection factor, which is like it's like you can so we're looking at Chelsea now. It's like okay, you guys are still playing around that fifth, sixth position. You're just 2, 3 points above or behind the position. Like Nottingham Forest can still drop. Bournemouth is still in there. So like those are the guys you're competing with. That's a fact, right? But now when you're watching the team, you can tell a team that is on that downward trajectory of like, this team doesn't look like a team that is getting better. Do you get what I'm saying? This doesn't look like a team that can stop the bleeding. So it's like when you're considering all those things, like that's why you panic as a fan. We're just like, bro, there's no like I've watched 3, 4, 5 games, actually probably more in a row, and there's nothing I'm watching and looking like, okay, nah, we'll be good. Like there's nothing. So it's like based off of what will I hold on to that, right? And when you look at last season, I feel like it happened the reverse last season. We started so bad last season, but we finished the season strong. Do you get
yeah.
what I'm saying? But I feel like this season is the opposite. Like we started very, very, very well, and then it's just been a deep dive since then, where it's just like, and now at this point, it's like there's nothing to even look at and be like, okay, you know what? I think based off of this, like the team would be better, unfortunately, right? And I think that's what we read. I'll be surprised at this point if Chelsea actually still make good of this season, was just like still
So
finishes like solid.
So you
to
think
finish
Chelsea's on the
solid,
way down right now?
Yeah, I think we're on a downward
yeah,
trajectory right now.
to finish solid, what would a solid finish be for you
Like
for Chelsea?
like if Chelsea finishes top 4 now, I would be somewhat surprised. Like that's how
I
So
mean,
bad I think we're
you
right now.
guys just beat West Ham, and then you lost to Brighton,
Brighton.
and before that you had lost to Man City.
Yeah,
And
we've had a poor run. Like we've had a poor run of games. Like I know we won that
then
West Ham
you
game.
beat Wolves. You beat Wolves right before that.
Yeah, but I mean it's Wolves though. Cause see, so the interesting thing now with Chelsea too is our start of the season was not the easiest, right? But maybe not necessarily the hardest, right? So we came out of a tough run of fixtures, and then we now had an easy run of fixtures where people now felt like, oh, okay, based off of how well these guys have played, with an
Mm-hmm.
easier run, this would be their chance to solidify like that second, third position, even if they are not winning or competing for the league. But see what happened. Like we came out of those easy runs, quote unquote, and then we're worse off. You get to it's like this was your chance to kind of not run away, but like set yourself apart from like Bournemouth and the rest. There was a point we were like a good 7, 8 points ahead of City. By the way, like I think there was a five
Yeah,
wrong game. There was a five wrong game where we did 1 point in 5 games. Do you get what I'm saying? And none of those games were against any opponent that we should not have been beaten. Like we're losing to Ipswich, like we're losing to silly teams. You get what I'm saying? And again, it's just like as a fan, you're sitting down watching 90 minutes of those games, and you're just like, but what are these guys? What are these guys doing? But to be fair, Leicester fans also said it, like with it was some of their warnings with this guy Maresca, where it's like, he'll start the season well. He'll get to a point where he needs to make changes. He won't make those changes, and the stubbornness essentially. I guess you guys will get in trouble because of that. So,
So so what do you think is the best way forward now for Chelsea as a club?
well, I don't know that is the best way forward, honestly. But I think I just don't. I don't believe in. I feel like I don't believe in our owners. I personally feel like that's the problem. Um, Yeah, I think that's right. I think the problem with Chelsea is deeply rooted. Like this whole, again, we're the youngest team in the league, right? I'm all for that. I won't lie, but I feel like the lack of experience and quality would always come out and show. And for as long as those guys own the club, I think at best we'll be a side that competes. But I don't think we can win personally.
Yeah,
Mm.
me, I don't know what to say, but you might be right because since the ownership, things have not been good. So definitely, that's the only thing that changed, and that's what made Chelsea what they are now. So
Yeah,
definitely, it's probably the ownership
and
that needs to change.
I
and
mean,
you
prior
guys
to the ownership as well, they weren't
No,
like.
they were good. No, they were Champions League now.
Prior to the
Mm,
ownership, like Chelsea didn't have, like, under Roman's era, Chelsea never had two horrible back to back seasons. Or not even horrible, like two
I
bad back
mean,
to
you
back
guys are
seasons.
still floating. You're still floating in. I think we're jumping the gun
I
here
don't
again.
think
Like,
so.
Wait, when did they take up? When did they sell the Chelsea? Wasn't it during COVID, like a year after COVID,
It's like,
in
yeah, it's like
2021?
they're in their third year now, I believe. Third
so
year
third
It's
or
full league, and
2020.
then like,
of
It's
or
2021 now.
third or
I
fourth, I
mean,
believe.
last season was their first full season where they made so
No, I
many
don't think
insane
so.
transfers.
Or
Wasn't
2022.
that last season where they made like an insane amount
Was
of
that
transfers?
2021
I
or
think that was last
2022?
season.
Yeah, so they took over 2022, June 2022,
Yeah.
summer of
Mm-hmm.
2022. So they've had two full seasons, and they're in their third season, right? And
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like what they've done in that span of time is like they've stripped the club. So it's like they came in, and it's like you come into a house and you're like, oh, I just bought this house. I want to build it from scratch. I don't like the kitchen. I don't like this. I don't like that. Then you just kind of tear down the whole thing and you want to build it back up, right? And I feel like that's what they're doing. Um,
That's what they've done actually.
yeah, that's what they've done so far, right? Because you look
Like
at the
that's just what
squad.
they've done so far. Yeah.
I think with James and maybe someone like Chaloba, like are the only guys
Who
left.
just
Like,
came back? Who literally just came back?
did you get so?
Um,
And my problem is when you come down and tear down. So it's like people are like, oh, it's Chelsea, right? You're thinking of Chelsea under Roman and thinking Chelsea is still there. But the truth of the matter is that Chelsea is no longer there. Like, the only thing that associates us with that Chelsea is the name of the club and where we play, right? But when it comes to, bro, I'm serious. When it comes to everything else, like, those guys have cleared out, like, director of football, this one, that one, like our transfer guys, like, bro, they've cleared out everything. They've changed. They started with what's that guy's name? The ex Brighton coach. Like, they've done Lampard. They've done. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and when you do all these things, and you guys, again, guys play sports. You guys have careers. Like, your mentality is a big, like, it makes a huge difference, right? But if right from the top of the club, the mentality is, oh, we just want to play well. We just want to, it's like, it's not a win now mentality. I feel like the moment you start welcoming that mentality to a club, you know, you guys are in trouble, right? And you let go of Tuchel, like a winner, to hire Potter. I remember Potter was the guy then. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just like, now of recent I'm seeing Maresca's press conferences, which are even more worrying. Where it's like, oh yeah, they didn't hire me to they didn't hire me with a target to finish in the top four or win anything. If this team will be good in 5 to 10 years. That's not the Chelsea.
five
That's
to
not the
ten
Chelsea.
years.
Yeah, bro. Like, that's the timeline that guy is coming out to open his mouth. You get what I'm saying? So it's
Five
like,
years is
that's
crazy.
a
10 years. Ah,
different club, bro.
That's a completely different mission, by the way,
Yeah.
because that one
because
You
know
get
what
what I'm
10
saying?
years.
So
not only are you playing with a much younger core, you're now expecting that the team doesn't compete in a
yeah.
certain way every season, right?
You
Which
get what I'm saying?
is
Like Chelsea, like normal Chelsea, you come into the season, even if your team is the fifth worst team in the league that year on paper, the goal in the dressing room is we are going for for the Premier League title. Like, do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the mentality. I feel like all that is gone, and yeah, personally, I feel like for that to change, it would have to come from the top, and those
Yeah.
guys, I don't see that changing. So me, I think the only way Chelsea gets back anywhere near to being who Chelsea was in, I guess, the years we've grown up watching Chelsea, those guys will have to sell the club.
Okay, okay. So
I don't think those guys can.
my final question, because it comes in two parts. When did you become a Chelsea fan? And that answers one of my questions. My second question is, if they don't sell the club and the club continues in this way, would you stick to being a Chelsea fan?
So I mean, I
So when
don't
you become a
have
Chelsea
an
fan, based
I don't have
on
an
did
exact
you become
year.
a Chelsea fan when Abramovich was the owner, or was it before?
It was before Abramovich. Abramovich wasn't the owner yet when because again, this was when I started watching football. My dad was a Chelsea fan,
Okay,
right? So I started
so
watching football
he came
based
in
on
and then he
my dad.
made things better. Now so
So
that means you've been a loyal fan. That means you've been with them through tough times, and then you've seen the bright times in Mourinho.
I
So
mean,
now that Abramovich
I
has
won't,
gone, and
I won't go
what
Andrew,
as
now?
far. I won't
Andrew,
Andrew
Andrew,
chill.
I
Andrew,
want
I
to
won't go
just
as
know
far.
where you're going to stand going
Andrew,
forward, because you are
Andrew,
saying
Like
Andrew,
that.
you want to mold my answer for me.
Andrew,
Like you ask me question,
Andrew.
you don't want me to answer.
No,
No.
I want
Let
to
me let me
just
say
know
let
where
me
you
say
will
something,
be
Andrew.
in the next
If
10
he
years
didn't
if
leave
Chelsea
Arsenal,
remains this way, the way you have arranged Chelsea to be. If you
Andrew,
stick with Chelsea going
Andrew. But
forward,
if he didn't leave Arsenal, why would? If
I
you
left
didn't leave
Arsenal now.
Arsenal, why would he
I
leave
left
He
Chelsea?
Arsenal.
left us now. He
I
left us.
left
After
Arsenal.
he supported PSG,
I
he
left Arsenal. I
supported
came back.
PSG
I just came
previously.
back last 2 years. Things were not good, bro.
But again, like I wouldn't go as far as saying I was with them through the tough times and all those things because when Chelsea were through the tough times, I was less than 5 years old. So
So
yeah,
you're
I
going to
can't
stick
sit down
with
here. I
them.
can't sit down here and claim that. But like as far as consciousness goes, I just remember like watching Chelsea and supporting Chelsea. Um, would I leave Chelsea now? I would never not stop being a Chelsea fan. I don't. That would never change. One thing that can change though is I feel like my level of commitment, for lack of a better word, to Chelsea that can change. But yeah, I will never support. I will never support any other club for sure.
At least in the Premier League, you support another
Nah,
club.
nah, nah. I will never support any other club for sure.
Like even in Europe, like even Real Madrid or
Nah, like
Barcelona.
I can like clubs. I've liked clubs in the past. I've liked
Okay.
Barcelona in the past because of Messi. Like I've liked clubs, but I would never be like a full blown fan of any of those other clubs other
Okay.
than Chelsea.
Well,
But
well, that's
I
all
hope
I
they
have.
sell I hope they sell the club, sure, so that there can be a chance of my old club coming back. I saw a report that Roman has been cleared of everything, so
Yeah,
I can
apparently he didn't even need to sell it.
yes, so I can only hope that I don't know that's probably not going to happen, but please they should sell the club back to the owner. These guys
They
don't know
should
what
sell
they
it
are
back to the
doing.
owner.
Just sell it back to the owner,
That's a
beg.
funny statement. Sell it back to the owner.
Bro, man, because these
Tosi, how
guys
do you
are
feel
joking.
with this
Um,
conversation so far?
I I think some of it I'm on board with Kaede, but I and Kaede kind of see um what it's called fanship, right? Like supporting a club,
And yeah,
right?
stanship, fanship, yeah.
Stanships that like yeah, stanship. Like I kind of see it a bit differently because like for example, when Liverpool was going through all of that stuff, I actually genuinely just stopped watching them. Like I didn't even watch any of those games. Like if I'm being fair. And then obviously on the way back to seeing how we were progressing, it was a lot more interesting to see, right? So I think with Chelsea, I don't see them going all the way down to like what Man U is going through right now. But I feel they have players that are good enough to actually just win games. Like they may not compete for the title, whatever the case may be, but I feel like they have good enough players to win games and just keep the ball afloat for a while. So
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see
I
how things
I
go.
I completely agree with that. Like, I think we have good enough players to win games, right? And that's my biggest fear. I won't lie, is that I think we have like our players are not better than that, unfortunately, right? Like, I don't think we have players that can compete personally, and that's my fear. Where it's like, okay, over the next 3 to 5 years, or even let's say 1 to 3 years, like if there are no drastic changes in terms of I don't know if it's like the recruitment style or something. Chelsea would just end up being a comfortable, like, oh, like, yeah, like Chelsea's a top 6, 7 club, yeah, they will always be sure to finish like sixth, fifth at best, like, and we'll just, and that's where it would, that's where it
Mhm.
ends. Do you get what I'm saying? And obviously, as a fan, you don't want that, right? Especially not a fan that has watched their club win, right? Like if I was a sports fan, for instance, I wouldn't mind that because I've not seen my club win anything, but I've seen Chelsea win champs twice. I've seen Chelsea win like three, 4 Premier League titles. Like I've seen Chelsea, even the years we're not winning, I've seen us compete to the extent where even the title contenders of that season are still scared to come and play Chelsea because they know they will collect. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, bro, I think I saw one stat like the last time Chelsea beat any of Liverpool, Arsenal, Man U, all those top teams. Guy, we're talking about years, bro. Like it's been years
Yeah.
that we've beaten any of those teams. Like just win a game, bro. And we face those teams at least 5 times like 5 times in our own stadium every year. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like you've not even beaten any of those guys once, right? Like I feel like that is a fundamental problem. That isn't just like, oh, the players are not that good. Like because even Bournemouth has beaten a top 6 team. Do you get what I'm saying? Like Brighton has beaten a top 6 team. So you don't need anything special to beat those guys. It's just win one game, right? So, bro, when I think about so many of these things, bro, Chelsea are in trouble, man. Right.
Yeah.
And it sucks. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm behind them. I hope things get better. I don't want to see Chelsea fall. Unlike Man U, I'm happy. I tune into every Man U game. I don't miss it because it's entertainment for
Same,
me.
same, same. Actually, I think I watch. I think I watch outside of Liverpool. Honestly, why am I even
I
lying?
probably watch
For
the
some
most.
for some reason, I probably
I
watch
watch more Man U
Man
than
U games more
Arsenal.
than any other team. I swear.
Me too.
And
It's
I
just
don't
more
know if it's the
interesting.
timing. I don't know if it's the timing. I don't know if it's the people that I'm around. But for some reason, I just always catch myself watching Man U games, and
Headlines.
I have a lot of friends that I can laugh at. Like I have a lot of Man U fans that I can literally laugh at.
I,
So
I
it could
think
be
what it
better
is
than
for me
that.
remind you. What is this for me remind you is just like by the time my club has given me heartache, right, and pain, it's just like I'll go and watch mine. It's just like at least we're not here.
At least,
You get-
bruh.
say, at least we're better than this. So it's just like I just use that to just hold body small before my team lets me
I
down again.
swear.
But yeah,
I
man,
swear.
man, you special, man, right now. But yeah, man. Yeah, I guess
Yeah, I think we
that's
can round it
that's
up here.
that's a good place to round it up. For all
For
the Chelsea
sure.
fans watching, let me know what you guys think. If you think club is finished, if you think we need to change owners, if you think I'm overreacting or the Chelsea fans are generally overreacting, because
Hopefully
I'm not
things
the
will
only one
get
that
better.
thinks I'm not the only one that thinks Chelsea is in trouble or we need to change something. Um, but yeah, let us know what you think, and obviously for the non-Chelsea fans as well, let us know if you think Chelsea fans are also overreacting. What you think? If you think the club is actually and truly finished, yeah, let us know in the comments. But yeah, Andrew Tosin, anything else from you guys?
No, that's it. That's
Oh,
it for
I
me.
just hope things get better. Well, that's it from
Yeah,
me.
man. Blues for life, man. We move.
Peace,
Peace,
guys.
guys.
All right, boys. Peace.